Over the years, I've encountered backpackers walking the length of Great Britain and always been inspired. I've decided now's the right time for me to have a go at this myself. This is my video log. Hope you enjoy. Absolutely beautiful morning. Just leaving Spean Bridge. This is Killin Forest. I'm going to be following the East Highland Way for a brief amount before heading more south east down the Lairig Leacach. Down to the car park where me and Finn have started a couple of adventures. The Grey Corries, and we ran the Lairig Leacach, getting the train down to Corrour from Spean Bridge and running back here. So we're going to retrace that route today. More memories to indulge in, yes. After the harshness of the northwest Highlands, it's so leafy and green here. Really nice. Here we go. So I'm heading roughly towards Rannoch. So I'm going to be heading up there. So when I was planning this walk, I'd originally planned to head along the East Highland Way a bit more and put in an extra day bagging Munros round Glen Ogle area if the weather was good. And the weather is good, but the last couple of days, as you may have noticed, I've been struggling a little bit. My right foot has been quite sore towards the end of each day with all the hard surface. I guess these Mudclaw trail shoes are not designed to give you cushioning, they're designed to give you extra grip on bog and muddy terrain. So yeah, I've been struggling with that. My right leg in general is my weak point, as I know from past. So when I got to Spean Bridge yesterday and had a couple of pints, I had a wee word with myself and I says, you know, the bigger picture is getting down to Land's End, not bagging Munros. That is a separate adventure you can do some other time and look forward to some other time. And yeah, okay, I've done this before, but what a day. I'm enjoying it. I know I've made the right decision. You just have that feeling. So what this also means is, in theory, I've only got 2 more nights while camping and then I'm home and having a few days rest, and hopefully my leg and foot will recover. I love how the light's hitting that rock up there. Almost looks like a chisel blade. Just had a wee stop to look back and reflect. That's my last view back over the Great Glen and the Highlands beyond. It's mental. So the route's been climbing very gradually from Spean Bridge to the Lairig there at about 500, just over 500 metres. It's been the easiest 500 metres ascent of the entire journey so far. It's just a nice gradual climb all the way over 7 miles. So yeah, heading down in towards, well, Corrour direction now I guess, and Lochearnhead. We've got a wee bothy to go past first. day. See Lochearnhead now, so we're going to be heading around that pretty soon. You could also make out the line of the West Highland railway line. There we go, that's the route we're taking. Towards Rannoch. We won't get there today. Well, we shouldn't, if I'm sensible. On a clear day you can actually see those hills from the Corbett behind my house. It's Eason's. You can see the top of Ben Nevis from the top of Ben Vorlich and Stook as well. All little signs I'm getting close. Yeah, time for another wee break, I think. Got some crusts that I bought at Spean Bridge, so just crossed under the railway. That was about 15 miles done where I had my break by the burn. So we're going to do at least another 5 miles and then start looking for wherever I can find to camp. I really enjoy my day. When it's like this it'd be kind of rude not to. So that's Corrour Station over there. And the Lochearnhead Youth Hostel and those trees down below the crag. So I'm going to go past that and head on the track that you can see going below the scar on the hillside there and then winding up behind. How crazy cool is this? I've just bumped into my colleague and ex-boss. That was great. He's with his family doing a day. He took the train to Lochearnhead, or Rannoch Station I should say, and they're walking to Corrour, having fish and chips and then getting the train back. What an awesome idea. So that was cool. Totally out of context. He had like the baseball cap and shades. I didn't recognise the company logo. I told you my eyesight's shot, you know. Some viewpoint from here. You've obviously got the moors on the left and Ben Nevis and the grey corries on the right. And then I think that's the Buchan and the Black Mount and then over to the Bridge of Orkney Hills. There's quite a lot of people walking this actually. Such a nice day as well, it's good. So if you want to do a fairly level walk with good surface, but huge views across Scotland, then this is worth thinking about. Get the train to Rannoch Station, walk to Corrour, get your dinner and get the train back to your car or whatever. This is an old lodge apparently. Corrour Old Lodge it says on my map. Just gonna have a look, see if there's any camping options. Maybe some improved ground and a water source. Well, it's no perfect, but it'll do. It's pretty high up, so it does mean a cold night, but it's either that or midges. So breaking from routine, I'm gonna cook my dinner instead of put the tent up. Give the place the midge test. At least that way I'm fed and don't have to fight midges anyway. There's a nice bit of shelter with this old wall here. This used to be one of my marathon training staples, or carb loading. That's good. So yeah, I've chosen to move on. They've enjoyed that meal though, so that set me up. I'm going to have a look at this, there's a river that I come down to in about 3 miles, and hopefully there'll be somewhere around there. It's a bit lower down. I think that would have been okay, but I feel pretty good anyway, and it's a nice evening, so why the heck not? Kind of cool to think yesterday morning I was north of the Great Glen, and now I'm looking over the Perthshire Hills. Fantastic. And there goes the train with my ex-boss's family on it. So it does seem an appropriate area to camp with regards to connecting memories, because that there, the right hand lump, is Finn's first Munro. I'm planning on going round to the left of that tomorrow. We'll see how that goes. There's the first sighting of Schiehallion on this trip, and behind me is my dad's last Munro. That's one he did. So yeah, I'm going to camp down by this river, hopefully find a spot. I say this river, you can't actually see it yet. There is a river down here somewhere. Morning. It's not even 5 o'clock. I might have been awake for ages because it's so cold and I'm hungry. So I thought, why the hell just lie there freezing? So I've got the stove on and got a nice coffee and porridge on. Looks like a nice morning anyway. But just lying awake for ages listening to the bird life. Right, there's a skylark already up, there's a cuckoo, and there's something, I have no idea what the hell it is. But I've tried to get a recording of it. I'll find out when I get home, I hope. Cool though. This grouse, black grouse. It's genuinely so nice to be up early. It's beautiful. So definitely my earliest start so far, setting off at 6. Good thing about this time of the morning as well as it being beautiful, it's no midges, it's too cold for them. Because last night, once the sun had lost its heat, the midges really went for me, so I was forced into the tent. But yeah, tomorrow I should be home, which I'm quite excited about. It's not that I'm wishing the journey away or anything, it's just a big milestone, you know. I'm pretty chuffed if I get home from Cape Wrath. So this is the dead end road from the A9 over Tummelway to Rannoch Station. When me and my dad did Ben Older many years ago, we ended up having to hitchhike along this. 3 lifts and 1 train we managed to get home. It's actually been very pleasant along the road. I'm pretty much the only traffic on it. So I'm hoping to head to the left of that lump up there, over to Glen Lyon. So yesterday I actually crossed over to the eastern side of the Great British Watershed. I won't be crossing back over to the western side until into England now, so staying on the east side for quite some time. And there's our exit to the countryside again. Glad I'm stopping to look back. So the track I'm hoping to use supposedly starts in that shallow glen in the trees over there. So I've got to walk round and pick up another track to get onto it first. It kind of feels like I'm walking the wrong way at the moment, but definitely need some water. It's going to be another warm one. Just had a wee chat with a guy who lives nearby, who's out running with his dog. Nice. Hopefully I'll get back to that soon. He advised me the gate's just here, but he said the better track's actually the one that I've chosen not to take. We'll see how it goes anyway. It does look a bit pish. Not much of a track at all, but anyway, persevere. Now, at least the deer have maintained it to some extent. Leggy heather though, not great for poles, so I might be putting them away. I can't say that I'm not enjoying it. Stupid fool. The track's on the other side of the river. Check the map, Scott. So I sat down there and found this on the other side of the river, ever so slightly better. Deer were doing a pretty good job though. What threw me was the gate was on one side of the river and yet the track started on the other. Right onto open hillside, I think. Hopefully this style's in as good nick as the one at the start. because I just knew the gate would be locked. Right, onward towards Glen Lyon, hopefully. They're enjoying this, and if this works out, I'm thinking future camp spots along this river would be amazing. It's a bit early for me today though. If you're wondering why I'm not just following the burn, well, so am I. I'm going to drop down. Is this safe? Put the GoPro away. Yep, this is nice. I like this. I think I've been missing the Cape Wrath Trail. Trust me, if I thought there was an easier route I would have taken it, but I'm managing, so what the heck. So I ended up climbing to 750 metres to get above the worst of the peat hags, but that's me now looking over Glen Lyon, Mail Gordy over there, and familiar summits, Tarnacan Ridge, the Lawyers Hills, very much nearly home. So I'm actually planning on ascending that pass there to get over to Glen Lochay towards Killin. I might do some of that today actually, because I recce'd that. I have recce'd that part. I hadn't recce'd this part, clearly. It was a bit shit, but yeah, that part isn't so bad. That beelick over there. So fair trek down into Glen Lyon yet though, and you can see you might be able to make out the track here that I was aiming for and hoping existed. This track's lovely and soft, not too squelchy, he says, falling in a hole. Well, I reckon I've burnt off the last one, so let's have another. So I actually cycled round to here to recce for a camp spot up by the dam there. Never found anywhere really. Good job of moving on to somewhere further today. It doesn't feel or smell like Scotland. Smell the pine sap. So that bridge down there is what I'm hoping to use and try and get around the farm and then up the open hillside behind. It's a beautiful glen, isn't it? Glen Lyon. So I'm getting there. So it's only 2:30, so I'm gonna have a wee break soon and then probably just crack on over the Beelick and camp somewhere above Glen Lochay, leaving myself with a nice easy final day home. So I've come from over there, that sort of a little lump there, I came around the edge of that, that's Mail Vui, Finn's first Munro. You might be able to make out the track dropping down to the glen, and then as you saw came up the sort of diagonally up the hillside towards this Beelick. So I'm gonna have my dinner early again because I'm burning through the calories, I can feel it. So yeah, let's get the stove going. Got some pasta. It's actually egg noodles, but I'm tempted to just sit in that. Right, that was a great wee break. I'm glad I've learn to start taking them, particularly when the weather's nice. I'm only going to go at the most about 3.5 miles over this pass and down to where I know there's camp spots the other side, because that'll be me into home territory, as in stuff that I've done as a day's out from the house, you know. So I kind of know where I'm going now. Well, I was in Spean Bridge yesterday morning. Now I'm about to start looking over Glen Ogle, which is virtually home. Well, you know, I could get to Killin tonight if I needed to, but that'd just be bloody stupid. Reflecting on the Cape Wrath Trail part, what I'm really chuffed about is how, even though I've done it before, this time was like a completely different walk. Not sure if it's the mist or the cold that's keeping the midges away, but I'm not complaining. That's me packed up for the last time before getting home. So I'm roughly following the route of an old track that comes down from the Lairig Leacach, which also comes down from Glen Lyon. That's the route I used with Finn when I was heading to the Corrour National Park as a bit of a cross Scotland adventure. Way too early for a pint. It's the Falls of Dochart with hardly any water on them at all. Back to civilization, co-op and iron brew and meal deals. I've nearly ended myself in this thing at night on my bike. That's the sun beginning to break through just as I arrive home. So although the main aim of the next few days is to rest, recover, relax, I'm not going to sit still. I'm capable of doing that anyway, but I'll take advantage of the fact I'm close to home and actually walk without the pack, maybe start the next leg, just a short amount. But yeah, the journey onwards from home down to England and through England is going to be quite different from what I've been doing.